Hello? Hello? Y'all bow with me. Gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for letting us get through the last 28. Lead and guide us. Forgive us when we do wrong. Lift us up when we're down. Keep your hand on us. Give us wisdom and knowledge. I ask these things in your Son's name. Amen. If anybody feels up to dancing or anything, when the music gets too loud, y'all just jump up and do it. I don't do rules like your man does. This music is not for me to enter in. Short and quick. Mr. Jeffers.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Committee meeting Senate Bill 85. We have made the craft beer people happy, and y'all made the distilleries happy. Good bill. And the industry's happy.
Any questions? That'll probably come about the 40th. I got to come see you, right? Mr. Miller.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. In keeping with short and sweet, I'll be very direct, and if there are other questions, I'll try to address those. I'll bring you Senate Bill 102, which is a cardiac care designation center for hospitals. Cardiac events, of course, are the #1 killer in Georgia in 2015, killed 23,000 Georgians, and cardiac events kill more women than all forms of cancer combined. And this will create 3 levels of cardiac care within the Department of Health. And level 1 would be the most thorough, where we'd have heart surgeries and so forth. Level 2 would have protocols to establish advancement to level 3 to level 1, and level 3 would be a report and referral hospital. This would also give EMTs and EMSs the information to take the patient to the most appropriate setting early on. The Department of Public Health has the authority to establish these additional levels if they find it necessary. And the hospitals that seek these levels must prove that they are competent and equipped for it. And there's a grant program involved if future legislatures fund it. The emergency medical service providers are all in favor of this, the American Heart Association, the hospital associations, and I think it'd be a good tool to save lives and streamline our advocacy for cardiac events.
Mr. Fleming.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Senator. I was just glancing through the bill and haven't had a chance to read it completely yet. I was looking on page 2 and 3 where it talks about the level 1, the level 2, and the level 3. Would this simply be, for lack of better description, labeling of who's capable of what, or would this bill actually have the ability to say you cannot do certain things unless you have this level?
It would not be preventive. It would be the opportunity to have more information out there for EMS and EMTs.
Okay. So currently in Georgia law, and this may or may not have come up, don't we have some requirements a hospital has to meet, for example, to have put in stents in hearts? Is this going to affect any of that?
It does not affect any of that. This is very similar to the stroke designation that we did a few years ago.
Thank you, sir.
Does that mean that we don't have to go through any CON process for the hospital to do these things?
No CON process, sir.
Wouldn't it be nice if nobody had to go through that? Ms. Cooper.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. All the bill does is have hospitals have a designation if they want to. which is like the emergency one, so that we know what's available. If it looks like the person's going to need open heart surgery, the EMTs would know which hospitals are level 1 and could try to get the patient there right away and not delay care. So it really just tells the EMTs what's available at the different hospitals in the different levels.
No more questions.
Thank you. I appreciate the committee's favorable consideration.
Mr. Wilkinson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Members of the committee, I'd like to call your attention to Senate Bill 69 under modified open rule. Currently, if you have an organic farming operation in our state and it's certified, you have to be registered with the State Department of Agriculture and the USDA. The registration is identical. There's no money involved. The only thing that our State Department of Agriculture does is put a list together of certified organic operations in our state. If we pass this bill, there will only be one registration, and our State Department of Agriculture will refer people to the USDA website.
No questions. This your third time?
I believe it is.
Don't come back.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Black.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I bring to you Senate Resolution 95, which I don't probably need to explain this resolution to you, since the House has passed this resolution every 2 years since the day Glenn Richardson was Speaker, but they couldn't get it through the Senate. I had to get over there and explain it to them. And I will say this: I got it through the Senate with a vote of 40-some odd to 5. So this is a good bill. It provides that the East Block and these counties that have independent school system will be divided equity based on FTE, unless they come up with a different agreement that all systems agree to. Any questions?
Mr. Fleming.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, Senator. I'm looking at over on page 2 of your bill, line 37. It seems that we used to provide or could provide for this right here.
Yeah, okay.
We used to could provide for this distribution according to local legislation. This takes that authority away from the General Assembly?
Well, I don't ever recall it being by local legislation. It was.
On line 37, the lines that are struck, the words that are struck says, or upon or the form where distribution may be authorized by local law. I can get back with you later on that and ask you.
No more questions. That's it. No more questions. Mr. Anderson.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I bring you modification open rules, Senate Bill 78. And all this is a bill from the Department of Agriculture. Gary Black, Commissioner, is requesting the variances so they can get in line with the FDA.
It's your third time also, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
No questions.
Thank you.
Mr. Benton.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd like to put my name beside Senate Bill 102 and Senate Bill 69.
Anyone else on the committee? Comments? Okay. Is anybody from the Senate still here? How many bills y'all pass? What? No. How many did y'all pass out of the Senate? Well, the way I got it figured, there's 180 of us and there's 56 of y'all. So for every one that you pass over here, y'all need to do a minimum of 3, and I don't mean on day 39 and 40. 3.5. 3.5 House bills to even this out. And I'm sitting here with 2 bills, 4 bills, and 1 resolution. What's my math on that? So it's, and y'all are doing how many bills today? They did 3. They did 3. So one of these bills should get out according to my math, right? Mr. Black, Mr. Anderson, y'all agree with that? Do like a little dog in the back of the head. You picked right up on this, didn't you? But since both of y'all used to be in the House, y'all have some training. Unlike a lot of your classmates over there. All right. This is setting the calendar for Thursday. Under modified open, HR 170. Any opposition? Modified open, HR 281. Any opposition? Modified open, HR 361. We got rid of the House stuff. Now y'all want to do in this other? I ain't doing 85. Well, I tell you what we're going to do. I've had 2 senators that have been here 3 times. I'm going to do their bills. Under modified open, SB 69. Any opposition? Modified open, SB 78. Any opposition? That's it.